Welcome to Covered in Pet Hair, a boozy show for pet lovers on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez Arata, and today I have the pleasure of having a drink and a chat with a designer that's going to help us figure out how to get a stylish and functional home while keeping it pet-friendly. Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez Arata, and today I have the pleasure of having a drink and a chat with a pet parent, an inventor, a creative. She's an adventure seeker, a road tripper, a coffee lover, and a world traveler. She's originally from Melbourne, Australia, and recently moved back there from Vancouver. She's actually joining us tomorrow at 9 a.m. when it's 3 p.m. the day before in El Paso, Texas. She is partner to Drew. She's cat mom to a cat named Toulouse, which I love that name, by the way. She loves a fur throw that is faux, of course. She doesn't love the fact that there are no aesthetically pleasing, pet-friendly furniture out there, which is why she works for a brand called For Cats and Dogs. She is Laura Burgess. Thank you for joining me. It's so good to have you on the show, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me, Isabel. It's so nice to be here.
Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
It's Burgess, but that's
Burgess.
Okay. I get it all the time.
I forgot to ask that. I usually go through all of my points before we start recording, but I'm so sorry. I forgot. But I'm so excited to talk to you because I saw or learned about your brand at Super Zoo. You had the most gorgeous display there. I wanted to just literally move in to that little end home you had there. But before I get into all of the reasons why I love your stuff and learn more about you guys, I want to introduce our drinking game today. So anybody participating in our drinking game, anytime you hear this word, make sure you take a drink of whatever you're enjoying. But please be sure you're over 21 in the US to partake. What's the drinking age in Australia?
It's 18.
18 in Australia. Never drink and drive, and always drink responsibly no matter where you are. So what are you having today at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning?
So since it is a bit earlier in the morning, I've just made a little mimosa. So
nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I'm actually having a breakfast cocktail as well. I'm having a screwdriver with fresh squeezed orange juice because I had the oranges, and there's always a good opportunity to have a little vodka with your orange juice. Cheers. Exactly. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to meet you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's get into it. I love interior design. I love it. I love my home. I'm in my forever home, which is a lucky thing because not everybody gets to their forever home in their early 40s like I'm in. And I love design, but I also have 2 old dogs, 2 shedding dogs. I have 2 young children. I mean, I guess they shed too, but it is hard. It is hard to do it all, make it pretty, make it functional. And that's why I wanted to have you all here, because you guys obviously have a very good eye for these things. So before we get into all that, I want to play a game with you. This game is called Pet Friendly Interiors, Yay or Nay. I want your opinions. That's it, because you have a background in interior design. You design furniture for pet friendly households. So I just want to get your take on these things and whether you think that they belong in a pet friendly home or if you would say nay.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Let's do it. Okay. Performance fabrics, yay or nay?
Yay.
And what do you consider a performance fabric?
I suppose a nice water-resistant fabric that has that protection from fur and, any accidents that you might have with your pets. That's usually the best type of fabric to use when you are a pet owner, I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Pets on beds. Are you a yay or a nay for pets on beds?
As a pet lover, I'm going to say yay. It's with the right accessories. And if you have all the right things you need, then I think it's a yay.
Yay.
My partner would probably disagree.
You see, I don't let my dogs in my bed. I barely want my husband in my bed, to be honest with you. I joke that I want to go back to like the Lucy and Ricky days where like everybody had their own bed, because my bed is like my sanctuary and I don't really want my kids, my dogs, my I allow my husband, of course, but I really don't want that much stuff in my bed other than me, clean sheets, clean PJs, you know, a little bit of a refuge from the world. But I agree with you that if you are going to let your pets in your bed, you have to protect the investment because mattresses are not cheap anymore. I mean, I don't know that they ever will. I don't know that they ever were, but now we're spending more money on mattresses because they're made with like materials that are better, et cetera, et cetera. So for sure, I agree with you. Washable slip covers on couches, yay or nay?
Yay. Definitely yay.
Yay? Okay, so this is my hang up with those. I've never bought them because one, I worry that they won't withstand all the washing, and two, I hate to dress my couch cushions back up in their original outfits. I like once you're like washing them. Am I like overthinking it? Is it not that complicated?
I think maybe if you had the right material, and that's a hard balance for sure. It's finding the right balance between the right material. If it's good quality, then you don't need to wash it as often as you think you need to. And also, you know, then if it has that performance level, it doesn't need as common use as you think. So you can brush it down. It's just, you know, finding the right fabric, and if it's good quality, then you know that it will last.
That's true. It should last through lots of washes if you need to. Okay, leather with pets, yay or nay?
That's a hard one. Usually leather is considered a pet friendly fabric, but then if you think of your pets and claws, then it's the aesthetic and how it actually presents. I'm probably going to say nay, but that's probably more of a personal opinion there.
So I wish we had done this interview before I purchased my new leather couch. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's what I've ever wanted. I don't usually buy leather. Like I try to stay away from animal-based products, but I had a leather couch for 17 years. And when I had to replace it, I was like, the only thing that I'm going to be able to buy that lasts that long is a leather couch. So I went back to leather couch. It's this gorgeous cognac color. It's amazing. And it's all scratched up from the kids and the dogs.
Yeah, that's the hard thing with pets. They always, and if you want to have a cuddle on the couch, it's difficult. So yeah, I'm probably going to say nay for the leather.
Yeah. So be careful when they say it patinas nicely. They're not talking about all the claw marks. And like my kids have found ways to scratch it that I never would have imagined. But it's stuck with me for the next 15 years. We'll see how it plays out. All right, Prince. This one's a good one. This one's an interesting one. I guess I'm talking about upholstery mostly. Prints and patterns. Yay or nay?
I'm going to say nay. Okay. Actually, I changed my mind. Yay. For pets especially, if you're thinking about fur on the sofas and on the couch as well, it kind of, you know, if you've got prints and patterns, it kind of can integrate into it's not so obvious on just the solid color. So yeah, I'm going to go yay.
Okay, perfect. Throws and blankets over the couches and over chairs to kind of protect them in a way.
Big yay.
Big yay. But
Big yay.
We need to like be aware of like the colors and the textures we're using so it doesn't look like just like a flea market in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we have faux fur, a part of our range, and one of them is a throw blanket, and it's so luxurious and so beautiful. It's that kind of material and it really levels the style that you bring to your space as well. So something like that is perfect, and it catches all of the fur and everything you need on the sofa.
All right, perfect. All right. Dog beds everywhere. How do you feel about dog beds just like around the house?
Nay. I think if you can find the right dog bed, you can move it around. It doesn't need to stay in one spot. I've got one of our dogs here is in his dog bed that he loves, that he adores it. So we just bring it around wherever you need. So then you have less clutter, and then your home is, you know, looking nicer.
Yes, I agree with you. I have one bed for each dog right now because my older dog can't do stairs, so he stays downstairs, and he has a beautiful bed down there in his little space with a space heater, so he's happy. And then my other dog, who's older, who's also old, but not as old, she likes to sleep under our bed at night. So she really only needs her bed during the day. But like if she was a bed sleeper at night, I'd probably just have one on each level of the house. I feel like otherwise you're just like, your house becomes your pet's house more than your own house if you have beds like everywhere. So the next one is robot vacuums. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Do you use them?
Yes, we've got one in this home here. Yeah, it gets all your pet fur. If you have it going around during the day, you don't have, especially when you have lots of pets. We've got 3 animals here at the moment. So, it collects all the fur all throughout the day. It's so handy. Takes a lot of the manual work out.
I agree. I have speaking of one on every level, I have one on each level because I'm not going to like haul it up and down. So I've gotten both of mine on super sale. I will say, if you're just now investing in a robot vacuum, one, have a plan on how to barricade your dogs away from it if your dogs have any incontinence issues or accidents. But also consider getting the one that like empties itself, because if you have a lot of pets, it gets full so quickly that you're going to be more involved than you want to be. So now that they have the self-emptying ones, I think they're worth the price.
Absolutely. Worth the investment.
Absolutely. Okay. Baskets to hide pet items like their leashes, their toys, things like that, or just have them out.
Baskets. Yay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It reduces the clutter. If they're not using, dogs usually go through, they have their phases with their toys. So if they're not into one toy, you can just pop it away in the basket. And there's so many nice baskets you can find too that work in your space. So yeah, hide that clutter away. We don't need it.
I agree. I've done a video where I was like 5 things I don't have for my dogs. And one of them is one of those like cute bone shaped like hook things where you like hang the leashes. I've always had too many pets to do that, and then it just looks cluttered and messy. So I have a galvanized bucket that I use that is so sturdy. I mean, it's metal, right? So it's sturdy, and I just throw all of them in there. They're kind of a mess in there, but nobody sees it. I will just caution people that if you have puppies, these like beautiful organic material baskets are really good chew toys. So maybe metal is a good way to go if you have a chewer. That won't be as enticing for them to chew while they're getting their like molars in.
100%. Yes, we've got a little wicker basket that Toulouse, the cat, likes to scratch on. So yeah, we're not too stoked on having that design decision in our house. We'll have to change it.
Exactly. I mean, the good thing is if they're not too much of an investment, you can update them kind of often. All right.
Exactly.
Rugs and pets. It's like the age-old question.
Well, I'm going to say yay because we have a range of washable rugs. So if you have the right rug, you can machine wash it, you can clean it. I mean, a RoboVac helps as well on the rug. So yay, definitely.
Yay. Okay, I also want to say that I use a lot of outdoor rugs inside, which is not the design aesthetic that a lot of people like, but you can hose it down if there is an issue. But like most rugs that you buy, like just like a regular rug, and they're not cheap, even if you wash it, it like holds, like even if you hose it down, it like holds that smell and stuff. So it has to be the right material, right? Because you can't just wash any rug. It might get ruined. You might 100%. Be professional. And then even the really like I think it's the poly something material, it just hangs on to all those smells.
Yeah, no, 100%. So you need like a lightweight rug, something you can fold up that fits in your washing machine, and you can air it out on the washing line, or you can pop it even in the dryer if you need. So something lightweight is probably the best option with pets, I would say.
Rug pads, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay. Yeah, they protect your floor if they're like waterproof. That's an even extra layer of protection. So I like that. The combination of like a lightweight rug and a rug pad.
Exactly.
This is interesting. So in preparation for our show, I watched a lot of design videos online, which I do often, but this was an excuse to do it. And one of the designers I follow said that to consider matching bedding and upholstery to your pet's hair or fur color. What are your thoughts on that?
That's interesting.
Mm-mm.
I guess if you want that holistic sort of look, then yeah, exactly. If you want things to match, then 100%. If you want a little bit of variation in color, I mean, if you know, you can match it with, if your pet is, say, like a brown color, for example, it kind of matches in with any other like softer textures, wood colors. So it gives you
Right.
that ability for variation, I suppose. But I do think it's a great idea. If you want things to have that holistic look and all kind of work together, then yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
added bonus of like if you have a black cat, you really don't want a white couch, right? Because every time they get up,
exactly.
there's going to be like chunks of white fur on your. And
Hmm.
not to say that I would necessarily invest in a black couch, but just like a darker couch
A
might be a
darker
better
color just
option.
to hide it. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
All right,
Hmm.
last one, carpeting. Yay or nay with pets?
Ooh, I'm gonna say yay.
Oh,
Again, I think
good. Okay.
yeah, it's a softer finish. It's a cozier finish in a home as well. Um, I would say pet hair isn't as easy to see on carpet. And
Ah,
it just depends with the right maintenance. But again, it's the color. What color are you going to choose? Is it going to
exactly.
match your pet? So yeah,
Yes,
so it
exactly.
all
So
depends, doesn't it?
it's do you all have a lot of carpeting in Australia and homes? Is it like kind of like a standard?
We have lots of floorboards and tiles. So
Right.
you can see a lot of the pet fur
Hmm.
on the floor quite often, and it takes a extra maintenance. I would say, in comparison, having carpeting, you can't see
Yeah.
it.
You can't see it as much. So here in the United States, we like carpeting, like especially in our
Yeah,
bedrooms for some reason. I'm
yeah,
not so huge on it because I was raised between Ecuador and here, and my family's from Spain. And in Latin America and in Spain, you see a lot of tile.
yes,
Now, of course, I love like a vinyl plank where it's 100% waterproof. That's the goal for me here in my house. We have carpeting, but
yeah.
I will agree that the tumbleweeds that I see on my wood floors downstairs are not as visible on my carpeting upstairs for sure.
Hmm.
That is where the robot vacuums come in on both levels.
Exactly. Yeah. So
All right,
handy.
so what is your background? Have you always been in furniture and like pet care design, or have you kind of stumbled upon this industry? Tell me about that.
I definitely stumbled into the pet industry. I was working, as I have a background in interior design. That's what I studied at university. And then I worked in retail and design sales and design consulting. And when I moved to Vancouver almost 4 years ago, I started working for a furniture company. And that's how, working with that team, we stumbled into the pet industry. We had a really exciting opportunity to develop some pet friendly designs, and that's where for cats and dogs came to be. So having my design background and some sales background and furniture development background with the rest of the team, that's how we fell into this.
How would
Yeah,
you describe the design aesthetic that you all are going for, apart from making it functional and pet
yeah,
friendly?
I would say it's very minimalist, um, in the sense that we have the saying that we like to say form follows function. So that's a big part of design since for years, where you any design decision that you're going to make in the design of the furniture, it has to be functional. And it works really well with our designs for the furniture because we always try to find pet function and human function. So you combine the two into one design. So, but then you have to keep it quite minimal because you want it to be aesthetically pleasing. So it's kind of checking all those boxes in that style. But yeah, we've come to a nice minimalist aesthetic, and it works for a lot of spaces.
Do you think truly, after doing what you do, regardless of budget, regardless of buying power, is it possible to have a beautiful and pet friendly home simultaneously?
Absolutely, it's finding the right balance. Um, it does. I mean, I think after COVID, the period of time of COVID, people have invested their lives in pets, but they also have come to love spending time in their homes as well. And people really like to invest in the spaces they live in. I mean, I think we all invest in having a nice workspace because we've all come accustomed to working from home. And so it's the same with the living spaces. And we all sort of say that pets are our family. So making the space livable for them as a family member is really important. But with our furniture, we've got soft furnishings as well. We want to have it all at an affordable price that suits, a number of different spaces. So I do think it is possible, 100%. It's yeah.
I agree. I think it's possible. I think it just needs to be intentional, right? And that's where designers like you come in, because we can buy stuff, but we can't design our own furniture. So when we find something that works, and that's why I was so drawn to your display at Super Zoo, because I was like, this makes sense. It's beautiful. It's inviting. It's cozy, and it's functional. So I want to talk more about all of the stuff I saw at Super Zoo, but we need to take a break right now. Let's listen to our sponsors. And as soon as we come back, we're going to play a game where I'm going to learn tips and tidbits on how to protect our investments from our pets. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez Arata, and today I'm speaking to Laura Burgess from For Cats and Dogs, a design company that makes home furnishings functional and beautiful and, of course, pet friendly. So today I want to learn all the ways that I can protect all the beauty that I bring into my home and I display with such pride. So the second game we're going to play is called Protect from Pets. So I'm going to give you a minute on my handy dandy clock here, and I just want to hear some tips that you might have on how we can create this balance between having beautiful things and protecting them from claws, slobber, accidents. You ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, go.
So I think the first thing with your pets is you want to learn their habits, right? So maybe before you're going to invest in furniture or pet-friendly soft furnishings, whatever it is, you want to learn their habits. Where do they like to sleep? Where do they like to play? So then you can, like you mentioned before, have that intention of how are you going to integrate these pet-friendly furnishings into your home so you can make the right decisions. We have little pieces of furniture that cats can sleep in, but not all cats like to hide away in those little nooks. So it's understanding what your pet's habits are before you invest in these pieces. Or, if you're going to buy a washable rug that is going to help your pet from having any accidents or anything, you want to learn, is your pet going to scratch it up? Is your cat going to, do the claw at it a little bit? You don't want it to be ruined in that sense because it's fabric. It's gonna get ruined that way. So I think that would be my number one tip, is understanding your pet before you invest, and then making the right decisions and finding the right materials that are pet friendly.
Taking your time, right? Yeah. Let's not just because it's pretty, let's not impulse buy it. Let's think it through.
Exactly. Right? And that's how you want to design your home, right?
That's true. Well, you aced that. I love that tip. That was perfect. That was a little over a minute, but that was beautiful.
Okay.
So yeah, you want to consider materials. And I want to talk about materials because that is something that, we are kind of used to fast fashion, fast decor, fast food, fast everything. And we don't kind of think about why these things are so cheap, what impact they have on our environment, whether they're covered in chemicals that are going to make our pets sick. So tell me about the materials you all like to use for your products.
We always like to be really considerate of what materials we do choose. So, for example, we have our doormats. We call them our convertible entrance mats because they're a two-piece system where there's a rubber frame and then you can interchange the core design in the center, and that's made from natural core, which comes from the center of not the center, but coconut. It's that material. So it's a nice natural material, and it still traps the dirt from when you step into the house. So it kind of cleans your feet or cleans paws before you enter the home. So we like to be really considerate when we're choosing those materials. Same with our rugs. We like to lightweight materials. So they're machine washable. So they have that added pet function. So it's not, we like to be really, same with when you're designing your space, we like to be really thoughtful about the materials that we're choosing.
Absolutely. Okay, so for those that aren't familiar, the entryway mats are so cute. I love the one where it's like the Meowtini or what is it? The Barkarita. What is it? The Mutterita.
Mutterita, yeah.
I mean, obviously those speak to me. I love your rugs. I love the Southwestern one, the Odie rug, I think it's called.
Yes. Yeah,
so I'm in the Southwest. One. Yeah, that's
perfect.
Like goals.
Your style.
Your furniture is very chic. I love how simplistic it is. But you have like a tower that's like all these like entrances and exits for a cat. Yeah. You have the Jessie. I think it's like a dresser or like a TV stand. It's called the Jessie. And it's like, it looks just like a dresser or a TV stand. But then on the end, there's like an open cabinet with like space for cat or a small dog or whatever. So how do you all come up with the concept for these?
Well, I guess we're all pet lovers. We're all pet owners. So we have come to learn, the habits of our pets, but also it's integrating. When you think of pet furniture, it kind of takes away the function of a single standing dog bed, for example, or a single standing cat tree. It's kind of integrating those kind of functions into the home where it benefits the pet and the human. So our Clifford shelf, for example, the tower you were talking about, that works as a cat tree, but it's also a bookshelf, so it's a shelf. It's got shelves where humans can put their books in, but a cat can also climb up it. There's a little nook for them to hide in. Cats like little small hideaway spaces. So we're always really considerate of the double function there. And the Jessie, that has the little nook again for a cat or a small dog to sleep in, but there's also double doors beside that nook that also has space for a litter tray. So it's got space in there, so it can act as that. There's a little entryway between that space and the nook. But if that doesn't suit your cat as well, we've got the option to put a shelf in there. So then that's human function. And then that can be placed in a living space, a mud room, an entryway. It's really multifunctional and can be used almost anywhere.
I love it. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw like organic material on the end of it so that it's like a scratching area. Is that right?
It's got like a little rope material that can be scratched, so it can work as a scratching surface for cats as well. So we like to integrate that into our designs because any vertical surface can have that material and be used by a cat, and it saves them from scratching the side of your sofa.
And it's so beautiful because I mean that kind of is in already, like that look, that like cane materials and ropes are being used so much on
really
furniture
natural.
that I love it so much. It's totally my aesthetic. Do you all ship to the United States? I know the company is based in Canada, correct?
Yeah, so the company is based in Vancouver, and currently we are working towards getting into some retailers. So we're very new. Super Zoo was where we launched. So we expect to be across a few various retailers in the US in 2023. So it's all very exciting. It's all happening.
Yay, it's all happening. I love that. Wait, do you watch Bravo? Do you watch Bravo?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you know where that comes from. It's all happening. For those that don't know, is Sheena from Vanderpump has it tattooed to her arm. Vanderpump Rules. If you watch Bravo, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you're like, why did this go from, pets to reality TV? Because that's apparently who we are.
It's all happening. Yeah.
Yes, it's all happening. I love Bravo TV, so I'm so happy I found a fellow Bravo quotes person. So tell us where we can learn more. Can we follow you, find out all of these updates that are coming? Tell us how we can learn and see more of your furniture and your things.
Yeah, of course. So we have our website for catsdogs.com. So that's our website. But you could also follow us on Instagram or on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We try and get it across all platforms. So we're all there at the moment.
Awesome. Well, I want to propose a toast to you and your design team. You have given me goals. Thank you for being guests. I don't have a cat right now. but I want to have a cat soon, and it's going to have to happen. Like, I'm going to have some of these wonderful pieces because, I mean,
exactly.
When you're a pet lover, you're always a pet lover. So these are long-term things that you can use the whole life, your pet, and maybe subsequent pets. So cheers again.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Isabel. Cheers.
Cheers. And I'd like to propose a toast to my executive producer, Mark Winter. Cheers, Mark. And to our audience for joining us for these fun conversations. Hopefully you enjoyed this chat about pet-friendly decor as much as I did, because this is right up my alley. That's why I did. That's why I invited you guys. That's why I loved your space in Super Zoo. If you guys want to learn more, please do follow them. And so you can get some of these in your home. And while you're at it, make sure you follow Covered in Pet Hair on Instagram and on Facebook, and subscribe to my channel, Covered in Pet Hair on YouTube. Please hit like and hit the notification bell so that you can find out when I'm uploading new videos of new interviews like this. And if you're listening to us on Pet Life Radio or any podcasting platforms, please subscribe to the show there and rate us so we can get this awesome show to other people in the pet-friendly world. Here's to a life covered in pet hair, because there's no better way to live. Cheers! To learn more about Covered in Pet Hair, please visit coveredinpethair.com or petliferadio.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.